Yeah, some of you are probably wondering what that was in the background. Just keeps coming. This is a beast. Blade's over 18 inches long. It has jimping on the spine at the front, and then kind of like a rock pattern. Well, it doesn't look like one of Jeff or Gavco's rock patterns, but suits the knife, gives it a nice aged look. Really rough swedge, which I think actually adds to the look of the knife rather than it being, you know, pristine and polished. It's D2. It Rockwell's it, I think it's about 59.2, I believe. I had a nightmare with the scales. In fact, you can see there's a slight gap appeared there, which is no major drama. I can actually fill that quite easy with CA. It's just frustrating. This is the perils of using non-stabilised woods. Unfortunately, you get a lot of movement, even though this is very well, it's been sat in the same place for over a year, so in theory it should be fine, but just bringing it into the heat of the house has caused it to shrink a little. It's no major problem. The other thing that I had with this as well is the epoxy I normally use, Z-epoxy. I'd run out of it, and so I had to get something from Boys, which is like probably the equivalent of something like a Home Depot or something like that over in America. And they didn't have any 30-minute, they stopped selling it, so I had to get 5-minute, and it cured after about a minute and a half before I'd compressed the second scale on. So I had a nightmare. I had to gap fill all around it. So it looks like you see that space it is ever so slightly. You'd have to measure it with a micrometer. You can just about make it out by eye. It's slightly bigger. I've done the best job as I could at filling it. There's a couple of little gaps at the front. That's the Bacote shrinking. But yeah, this is sorry, this is Bacote, and that's Babinga, and the grain in that is just mental. And we wanted to go for a rough used look. It's very heavily profiled, chunky up at the front, and chunky at the back as well. Can't really get it all in shot. And there you go. And it's got like the coloration in the blade is fantastic. You can't really make it out on the camera. You can catch it there. The whole thing looks like petrol. And what I did was I ground it all one way, put grind lines in it, and then cross hatched it to give it the effect that it's got. You can see it more on one side than the other. And then we put the gashes on it, because it suited the menacing, scary look of it. And then just I thought I'd have a go at putting some red paint inside, and it's worked out really well. Doesn't look so much on the camera, but in flesh it looks really menacing. But yeah, that's a beast of a blade, 6mm thick. Yeah. Bring on the zombies.